Hi there. As it's getting near Christmas, I thought I'd just give you a little piking story from my book, Fishing Through the 1970s. Find it on Amazon. Anyway, it's just a little story that I particularly like. And I was sort of coming up for 14 years old at the time. And it's not always how big a fish you catch, you know. Sometimes it's just what happens on the day. Now I got down here August the 12th 1972, so I was about a month away from becoming 14. Anyhow, I titled this Atmospheric Fishing. Now, as is written here, I'll read it to you. This particular day is so memorable to me that it's like a mini movie in my mind, and if I can, I'll try to paint a picture for you to imagine what it was like for me back then. I needed some more of those little stone loach for live bait and decided to make a trip down to the River Rat, once again near Wash Lane, which is in Stowmarket here. I put on my wellies, grabbed a bucket and a net, and for some reason took my 6-foot rod along too. I must have had some other ideas in my mind. That's why I took the rod, I don't know. As I had written previously, the river was quite narrow, winding and only inches deep along some of the gravel stretches that flowed into the deeper pools of maybe no more than 18 inches deep. Hawthorn bushes and older trees sporadically edged the river to form tunnel-like enclosures along its course. There I was alone, happily bogged down in the water on a shallow run, lifting stones and netting loach, when it decided to start to rain, and quite heavy. I then took shelter under a tree, sat on the edge of the bank and waited for the rain to stop, thinking it was just going to be a quick shower. There was no wind at all, and as I sat there, all that I could hear was that loud hissing sound of the rain falling on the trees above me. I watched the river slowly passing by, and the rain hitting the water on an open pool not many yards ahead of me, when I had a thought. I looked at the rod, and then down at the bucket of loach that I had already caught, and then looked at the rod again. The rod was set up with just a size 8 hook to nylon, minus a float. I thought, I could do a bit of piking here if I had a float. I searched around to find a small pine cone, and then crudely tied it onto the line about 1 foot from the hook. Lip hooking a loach, I gently flicked it out into the deeper pool in front of me, and saw that the pine cone float was working a treat. Within no time at all, I'd hooked a small pike of about 1 pound in weight, and soon had him on the bank. Again, I had nothing but my fingers to unhook it with. Thinking about it now, I did at times have to improvise a method of aiding the unhooking, be it with a stick or a short length of dry reed. After releasing the pike, I thought I'd make my way along to the next pool, just around the corner, no more than 15 yards further upstream. Having to keep in the water due to the overhanging bushes, I had to carefully work my way past the edge of the first pool, as the water was getting a bit too close for comfort from the top of my wellies. It was still raining hard, but was somehow keeping fairly dry under the dense cover of trees. On reaching the next pool of water, I cast out another loach, and again, within less than 30 seconds, I'd hooked another pike. After moving on to 2 other pools, I had caught a total of 4 pike, all of similar size, in quick succession. It really made my day. Okay, they were very small pike, but it was a great bit of sport in such a short space of time, and an unplanned spell of piking at that. Fishing is not always about catching the big ones. Sometimes there are those moments when you're really aware of your surroundings and can be held in an atmosphere quite like no other when you're stalking that catch. Nature's natural charm can throw all sorts at you. Being half asleep in a bivvy and waiting for that electronic bite alarm to go off, there's none of that magic at all. Well, not for me anyway. But not massive pike, but I caught 4 in a short space of time. And yeah, that was a good bit of sport. you know. But sometimes we get too serious and too carried away. Yes, we like the big ones, but sometimes, you know, we're too intense on trying to get the big ones. So sometimes you appreciate catching smaller fish. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that little story. And there's plenty of others in this book too. Give it a look. It's only about £6.99. And like I say, I was obsessed with fishing in my younger days. But yeah, then my father got into it. And yes, he caught big pike as well. So once he got into piking, I got into piking. And well, so there's plenty of piking stories in here as well as eel fishing, brooch, rudd, tench, all sorts. Anyway, give it a look, and Merry Christmas to you all, and good fishing for 2024. Okay? Merry Christmas to you all, and good piking.